What's up? So I'm trying a few things out here, and I'm trying to figure out why I can't see my video going here. Let me try something here. There we go. I'll put that down right there. Um, Actually, what I need to do is share this. I'm just doing some testing here, and feedback would be great. Let me share this. Copy link. I want to make sure the audio is going. Share this. Copy link. That's good. So yeah, so if you pop on, let me know you're here. I'm gonna try a few things here. I should be able to see. All right, so let me post this. Where are my pages? That's what I need to find. Where are my pages? There we go. I'm trying to share this link so I can get some more people on here, but why? I don't know why I can't do it. Anyway. Just trying something new, basically. What do we got? Messenger. Let's do that. All right. So what I want to try to do here is maybe adjust these lights. See if you guys like the dark with the lights behind me. Would you rather have the overhead giant lights on? I have my iPad right here, so if anybody puts some kind of suggestion, whatever, in the chat, I'll be able to see it. And I have my main computer off to the right here where I can check on things. You can't really see the TV back there, or the monitor back there with my logo and everything, but it is what it is. I just need to know how the mic is picking up. I'm using a Blue Yeti USB mic, which is actually right on this chair. I'm gonna move this chair a little closer so I can not have to strain to see any chat responses. So this is what I'm thinking. When I am able to get back to playing guitar and I want to play, whether or not I do those live music streams that I was doing, back in May, June, or whatever it was, I can actually do it from this spot because I got a lot of space in front of me here to put a camera and put a couple of lights here and there. So we got some people coming on now. All right, let me know who's here, please. And I want to adjust the camera. And also, I want to turn it a little so I can kind of center it a little better. So who's here? Whoever's here, hello, welcome. Help me out here. Be my production team so I know what you guys like, what you don't like. Is this light that's on me too bright? Should I switch it to, I mean, that's really bright. Should I switch it to this kind of light? This is really a LED panel light that's way too bright right now. There we go. That might be okay. Oh, hey, Bobby. All right, so that's different now. So that's one thing. I have my iPad here so I can see the chat. And usually when I'm on the computer, it comes from the top down and it works its way down. This time it's starting at the bottom. So I didn't see your message there first. So Bobby, you're on a lot of my streams, which I always appreciate. What do you think of this kind of setup here? I can't. I mean, the computer's over there. I can't really control anything. I'll still do some stuff from the computer with the Shure microphone and everything when I'm. But this is mainly for trying to, if I'm doing any gear demos or if I just want to talk. If I'm playing guitar or whatever, I might just set up over here. It's a little extra work, you know, moving the mic over, bringing this light. And this is actually the light I use for the eBay photos. You know, the camera's not a big deal. It's on a mic stand, kind of attached to it. I can just move it out of the way when I need to. But I mean, how does everything look? I don't really have a ton of lights right now. Basically, all I have going is I have the red that you're seeing up there is LED strip lights that are along the top, and then I just have one light kind of shining up. I was thinking of buying. I found a couple of kind of canned, you know, round lights that can rotate and stuff and shine up on Facebook Marketplace, LED with all different colors and different angles, and it was a decent price. But when I asked the guy for a price, he gave me a little bit better price, and then I asked him another question, and it's been like almost a week now and he hasn't responded. So I don't know if that's just telling me stay away, find something else. Let me see, I got a message here I need to check. The other way looked like you had more room. So when you say the other way, do you mean sitting at the desk? Because right now I'm in the corner. This is where the piano used to be. Since the piano's now kind of diagonal, I went straight across that way. I mean, I have the camera up close. I mean, the camera can back off, which will make me smaller, but you'll get more angle. I just wanted... Alright, so you're saying at the desk I had more. Yeah, I definitely had more room because the desk is against one side of the room. Then you had everything behind me with the new painted wall. Whereas here I'm just kind of in the corner. I don't understand these people. But I feel like this spot here, sorry about that, I had an eBay message. I feel like this spot here just is going to be utilized for guitar playing, and I can always put my my pedal board right down on the floor in front of me, you know, and I can bring my other cameras in off the top of the two monitors on the desk there, and kind of put them one down on the pedal board so you can see what my feet are doing. I don't know if you can see it, but I have all my amp stuff is back there. I obviously got the drums back here too. So if I want to play some drums, it's right here. But I ended up moving. So I had my Synergy stuff next to the desk where all my interfaces and everything, and the new mixer, the Soundscape mixer that I had yesterday. The way the light is now is on the dark side. Are you talking about the light that's hitting me, or are you talking about everything behind me? Because that's what I was going for. I was just going for darkness behind me with some color and then kind of a spotlight. I can turn on the big lights if you want to see what that looks like, but it's going to kind of take away the ambiance, I guess would be the word for it. So let me get back to that. So the mixer and everything was over there. I had the Synergy stuff over there. And I moved the Synergy and amp stuff all over here. So I just have to run my pedal board cables over here this time. I had the pedal board on that side of the desk on the floor. I might actually just move it to here, so I have easy access to it on this side without having to keep going back and forth. Let me try putting the big lights on, and you'll see what a difference that makes. So I'm going to shut this light off. So I'm in the dark now, obviously. You're going to get a really bright light coming on. Alright, so how is that any better? Would you rather have the big lights on than have, the color lights on back there? You can actually see the monitor a little better with these lights on. I'm just looking at my iPad right now. What is this? Alright, so we got 1 vote for Bobby for having... I actually like the big lights because it's less for me to set up. And then I don't have to keep moving this panel LED away from my eBay stuff. It's going to end up becoming a pain. So let's leave these lights on. Let me shut these other lights off. We'll shut that, and then I can shut this off. And then give me 1 second. I'm going to unplug this so I can put it back on the other side of the room for now. From what I understand, this mic that I have in the room now is much better than what I had before. So I've been going back and watching some of these streams to kind of get an idea of what you guys are seeing and hearing, and it seems like it's much better. Let me just check. The only thing that sucks about the iPad is that I gotta keep kind of looking down to it. And you know what? I'm stupid. I have an iPad holder, a mic stand holder thing. So I should actually... Where is that? Give me another second. I want to mount this iPad, if I can, to this mic stand so it'll be right in front of me instead of using this chair. Give me a sec. I'll continue talking if you want back here. Let me move my talk box tube out of the way. Pretty sure it's in this case that you can't see. There it is. Cool. Oh, that didn't work. All right. All right, so I got the iPad holder here. So what I'm going to try to do is get it onto the stand. So the camera's going to move a little bit. There's nothing I can really do about that at this point. Yeah, you're gonna have some weird angles here on this camera. I'm gonna have to move it down, put this back up. I spent like 80 bucks on this mic. This mic stand, and it sucks. It really does. I bought it because it's supposed to be weighted, and it's weighted, but I don't like that angle. Let me see. It's weighted, but the rest of it is terrible. It's gravity. It's a gravity mic stand. No good. Alright, so now I gotta try to get this thing on here without shaking this camera too much. Sorry about that. Sorry for the close-up too. Where does this go? Let's see. And of course I'm using my newly repaired wrist to try to turn this and didn't realize it. Alright. We got more people on. Say hello. Come on. So let's see if I can get this in here now. The only thing that I don't like about this is that I can't... Let's try. Oh, what if I do it like that? This might actually work better if I do it this way. There we go. And the camera moved. Alright, so how is... See, that's no good. Let me fix this camera. Too much headroom. Still too much headroom. Let's try that. So now I'm wondering, I'm going to move this mic back onto the desk and off the chair and get the chair out of the way. Now how's this? Good? Who's still here, by the way? And also this way I can check. All the other apps. Alright. Any other suggestions as far as the setup here? I bet you can't see. Oh, you can't see this thing. I gotta put this on eBay. You may be wondering what the hell it is, but it's some sort of it actually, if I could get this battery compartment open and change the batteries, this actually moves and makes noise, and the batteries are dead. But this might actually sell for like 50 bucks. So I decided to keep this. You can kind of see this cubicle shelf here. I was going to get rid of it when I got these other shelves, but I'm going to keep it over here. It fits good, and I can put a bunch of junk on there. Yeah, Bobby, there's nothing I can do about that because there's a shop LED light right above it. I mean, the only thing I could do would be to unplug. I have two of them. I got one above me, and I got one kind of, the rafters run this way. They're basically you got like 2x8s or 2x16, whatever the length is, that hold plywood on top of it, and then I just got a bunch of stuff up there. And then the lights, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 over there. So I'd have to, every time I did this, I would have to unplug these lights, and I kind of really don't feel like it. I just don't. If there's a drawstring on, I might be able to, let me see if I can. So I just turned off the one that's above me. I don't think it really made a difference. Yeah, you can see the lights go down a little bit, but that one back there doesn't have a drawstring on it, or a on-off string. So I'm gonna put this one back on. I'd have to get out my stool and change the picture. No, I'm not really concerned about the picture back there. It's a stupid photo anyway. It says follow your dreams. I don't even know why it's hanging in here. I'm not really concerned about it. I was hoping that the camera angle would kind of get that out of there. That's why I put the monitor there. I was hoping it was going to cover it, but that's not tall enough. I know I keep looking down, but I'm reading on the iPad here. And I got a phone call. Mansfield, Massachusetts. No idea what that is, so I am not going to pick it up. If it's important, I'll leave a message. Mansfield. Who do I know in Mansfield? I do have an electrician coming tomorrow to upgrade our service here to spec. This is an old house, so it's got all the old, so I think it's only 100 watt. We're going to 200. And they gotta put a new panel in the house, and the meter is actually inside the house in this house, which is supposed to be on the outside. So that's all getting done tomorrow. So I'm gonna be without power tomorrow for about 6 hours. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go do my eBay orders in the morning, and then I gotta come back here and just basically sit around. Maybe I'll do some yard work. Let me see. Oh, it's I got pest control coming today. That's what that is. He wants to come earlier, so maybe I'll wrap this up in a few and get this guy here and out of here. So after I moved the mic, I had the mic kind of right here, and then I moved it over to the desk. It's not really in front of me. Is it any better or any worse, or pretty much the same? I have it set to pick up like 360 degrees around the whole mic, so it should be still picking me up the same way that it was before. You can kind of see the bobbleheads back there now. Mike is good. Thanks, Bob. What if I turn, I got this desk light here, is that even doing anything? No, that won't. You can kind of see it shine up over here and turn off, but these lights are so bright. There's 8. They're 3 and 4 feet long, so very bright in here, which is what I like. I hate working in the dark. And my foam panels are still coming down. I sprayed them with adhesive and they're still coming down. Oh, I gotta figure something out up there. The ones on the walls that you can see back here, no problem, they're staying because that's pegboard, but that up there is rough plywood, so that's probably why it's not holding. I'm almost wondering if I should get a sheet of really thin wood. It's like a rectangle up there, so it's probably, I don't know, 4 feet long by 2.5 feet. So maybe if I screw in a piece of wood, you know, white panel wood, and then use the adhesive to put those up there, they'll probably stick better. And I'm rambling right now, but I'm sitting here looking around at this stuff. I'm just checking messages here. I do notice that when I get out of the Facebook, the YouTube app to check Facebook messages or Messenger or whatever, and I come back into YouTube, the video is paused on here. It's still going to you guys, but I have to restart it and then kind of push it forward. Who else is here? Come on. Can't hide forever. There's more than Bobby here. I know that. I can see, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 4 or 5? So I did want to show you, and this has to do with eBay. So I go to thrift stores and stuff to buy things to sell, buy them cheap, sell them for more money. And when I was at Savers, one of the thrift stores yesterday, I found this. It's the M Audio key station. It's a smaller version. I have the 88 key version that I've been using for a long time. Basically, it MIDI's into your computer, and you can use synthesizing sounds off software. There's no sounds built into this. This one doesn't even have a power button. It just, the MIDI, the USB powers it. It was $6.99. I bought it yesterday. If I wanted to sell it, I probably can get about $40-50 for it. But I was thinking of keeping it and just keeping it on my desk because the other one is really big. Unfortunately, it doesn't power up. So that's why it was at Savers. Someone just dropped it off and donated it. And Savers doesn't check these things. And that's the chance you take. There's no returns on any electronics. Usually when I'm in the store, I can, say it's like if it's a VCR or something, I can plug it into the wall there just to see if it powers on. But this, since it's just USB, there was no way to tell. So I took a chance on $7 and it doesn't work. So what I do in this case is I'll donate it back with some other stuff that I have, and I'll get a 20% off coupon. So I lost $7, but it's not going to be as bad because the next purchase I make will have 20% off. So now that we're in the new year, I had my hernia surgery in August, and I'm still kind of dealing with that a little bit. And then I had this surgery the end of December 29th. It was a hell of a year for everybody. Having a hernia, I had it basically since June is when I think it started. So I haven't really been able to do any kind of past summers I'd ride my bike. I go to the bike trails, and that's a lot of my exercise. I play in volleyball leagues and stuff like that. This is for people that don't know other stuff that I do. And because of having that surgery and then this, I haven't been able to really do anything. And I'm hoping that I can get past this stuff and get back to being more active because, and then we had, while all this is going on, we had Thanksgiving and Christmas, so you pack on the pounds, and I probably could stand to lose a good 15 pounds. So that's, I know everybody says their New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. Mine is to, get healthy and get back to riding my bike because we can't do anything anyway right now. So at least I can get out in the fresh air. Once it gets warmer, it's way too cold to ride now. But I want to get back to doing that. I'm not sure about volleyball, going back to playing volleyball, just because it's been a couple of years, and I had the rotator cuff surgery on this shoulder a few years ago, and this shoulder feels great, but I'm pretty sure this shoulder's torn too. And I think if I go play volleyball, certain times when I go up and down, I get that same feeling I had over there. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back to doing that. I wish I could. Plus the fact I have really no cartilage left at my knees. I had tore both of my meniscuses. Is how you say it? Plural? Menisci? I don't know. But yeah, so jumping, that impact, it's okay for a little bit, but after a while that impact, it's just basically bone on bone, which as you can imagine doesn't feel good. I'm getting old, what can I say? But otherwise I feel great, and I'm really, really happy. I'm really surprised actually. It's what? Today is what? January 8th. So it's been about a week and a half since the surgery, and I'm surprised at how well the wrist feels, how good it feels. I basically, when I take this thing off, I have to take it up. I'm supposed to have it on 24/7, except when I'm in the shower. I'm supposed to leave it on, but I've been taking it off to sleep because it's pressed right with the incision. One of the incisions is right there, and it's basically pressing right against it, and it just doesn't feel like right now. It just doesn't feel good over there. When I take this off, really no pain until I start moving around. But I'm surprised that right now, and I'll do it with this hand, I kind of go all the way up and down this way, and I'm starting to get movement this way. So I can almost get the full range of motion on this a week and a half later from the surgery. So I'm pretty excited about that. Happy that there's no physical therapy involved. I won't have to do that. I go back for this on January 20th, which would be about 3 weeks from I saw him on Monday. Yeah, so 3 weeks later, and he said once I see him again, probably be out of this thing, and it's just a matter of strengthening it again on my own. I'm sure they're going to give me some exercises to do, but I won't have to go to physical therapy and pay for that and all that crap too. So, and by the way it's feeling, I think I'll be good. I played a little guitar on my stream yesterday. I don't know if anybody was here to see it. Played a little bit, and very, very rusty, and not really smooth. Not that I ever really was smooth, but I definitely could feel, I was fighting it a little bit. I just want to make sure I got no messages here on these other things. What do we got? You want to talk politics on Facebook? I'm just removing people. Simple as that. I'm just so sick of it. I don't care who people vote for. I really don't. I didn't vote for either guy. But I just don't want to see it anymore. So I probably removed 30 to 40 people in the last couple of days. There's so much. Oh, what did I get out of that? There's just so much that I don't trust anything that anybody says. I don't care what side they're on. Just I don't get involved in that stuff. I see people arguing and arguing and arguing. Nobody's right. You know what I mean? There's good and bad to both sides. Um, the only thing I'm concerned about, we're gonna get political now, and I hate that, but the only thing I'm concerned about is I know that everybody's saying there's no evidence of voter fraud, this and that, whatever. Like I said, I don't care. The only thing I do care about is that if there was one little shred of voter fraud, it needs to be brought out. They need to at least take a look at it. The fact that they won't even look at any of the evidence, and I don't care about the court cases being thrown out. They weren't really thrown out. They were told that stuff was filed incorrectly. I think what's happening is they're doing all these things to try to out people is what I'm seeing and what I'm understanding and what I'm feeling. They're trying to bring the bad people out, let them make the mistakes, and I think it's all going to come to a head. I don't know Trump's going to get back in. Probably not, but I just think that the whole goal here was to expose both sides, not just the opposite side, but both sides. So that's what I hope happens. I just hope everything gets put out there so everybody can see. You know, CNN, Fox, all those, they're not going to show any of that. So you got to kind of dig deep, and the information's out there because they're not going to show you anything. They're not going to show you because they're all part of what's wrong. There's an agenda, basically. So I don't watch any of those channels anyway. But like I said, it doesn't really keep me up at night. I'm still gonna wake up tomorrow and do the same things I've been doing. But if a lot of the stuff is true that that hasn't come out yet, if it's true, I'm not saying it is. If a lot of the stuff is true, then it needs to be put out there. I need to check this message. I got an eBay customer that had something was damaged, and this guy. I think this person has no idea how to use a computer or email or anything like that. But so where was I? Yeah, so like I said, I just want whatever is out there, I want it to come out. If there's nothing there, then fine, it's all done. But if there is something there, it needs to be it just kind of pisses me off that they won't even look at it. And like before all that nonsense went down on Wednesday, when the senators were all there talking, I think it was Cruz. Is that his name? Cruz? Ted Cruz? He said all they were looking for was to have a committee put together, a few Democrats, a few Republicans, put together and let them present the evidence to this committee. And if they find anything, then they'll pursue it. And if they say there's nothing here, then it's all done. And that's basically what he said. And they said no to that. and then all the hell broke loose. What did they think was going to happen? I mean, just I see people just complain. They're just tired of the politicians not listening to the people. So, and I understand both sides. I understand, people that don't like Trump. He's an idiot. He's this and that. The guy was born and raised in New York. He talks like a New Yorker. He doesn't take crap from anybody. That's what I like about him. He's not a politician. He's not trying to be a politician. And what I don't like about the rest of it is they are politicians and they're just going to tell you what you want to hear. He doesn't do that. But he also needs to change the way he speaks to people and the way he presents things, and have more of an open mind. Hey, what's up, Will? I'm almost done here. I was just trying a different angle in the studio here, for like guitar playing, and when I get back to playing the guitar, away from the desk over there. But I was just talking politics right now, just because seems to be it's on everybody's mind, understandably, and yeah, it's like I've said, it's all going to come to a head one way or another. None of it's good. It's just I don't know. There's this whole thing with Italy that I've been seeing that the mainstream media is not putting out there. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, just search it. Don't Google it, because Google's blocking everything just like Facebook. I use DuckDuckGo search engine, which doesn't block anything. But even if you go on social media and you put in hashtag Italy did it, you may choose not to believe. You may choose not to believe any of it. That's fine, but you gotta at least look at it. I mean, there's audio tapes of Italy being in on something, and I'm not going to get into it. You're going to have to go do that yourself. That's the problem. People don't take the time to research this stuff. They just watch the news, they watch CNN, and whatever they say, that must be the truth. And it doesn't go that way. You got to kind of look at it from both sides. So, that's what I try to do. And as I keep saying, I didn't vote for either guy. I'm not on either side. I kind of sit in the middle, or I sit back and I just let you all battle it out, because nothing good can come from that. It's just it's a shame. The whole thing's a shame, and hopefully I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. So I just wish this guy on eBay would here's an eBay story for you. I know that you probably don't care, but so this guy buys a golf club off me before Thanksgiving, and no problems. I shipped it out. He bought it the day before Thanksgiving. I shipped it out the day after Thanksgiving, and then 6 days later he sends me a message and says, "Is there any reason why I paid you 6 days ago, why you haven't mailed this out?" And I said, "I did mail it." And he said, "Well, it just shows that you dropped it off." And so the post office never scanned it. Will, it actually... Now, see, that's what I mean, Will. You're saying Trumpers ruined everything. You got to look deeper into these things. It was a peaceful rally yesterday until a couple of busloads of other people showed up dressed in Trump gear. And you may want to call me an idiot because of that, but if you really look and dig deep, these people were the same people that were at all these riots and burning down buildings and everything over the summer. All that nonsense that went on. Same people. They've already photo ID'd these people. And actually, two of them, they put their names out this morning. I saw on the news. From Antifa. And so they were the ones that kind of went in. The Trump people were just outside. And I knew people that were there. At the rally, and they said everybody was basically standing around until these busloads of people showed up and started pushing through. And then there's video. If you really look, you can find this stuff. There's video of the cop. They're at the barricades, and the cops open the barricades and let these people walk right through. Now I'm thinking one of two things. One, this was all orchestrated by somebody, or two, the cops said, "You know what? you wanted to defund us, but now you need us. Let's see what happens when you need us. So, like I said, you got to look at all sides of this. There's no way. I don't know how many of you have been to the Capitol building. There's no way those people could have gotten into that building that easily. It was way too easy. It was like they were let in, and the fact that the Senate was in, I forget what the room's called, the main room where they're all talking and they vote and all that stuff. The fact that there was no additional barricades outside that room and inside the room where they had to put like school chairs up against the doors doesn't really make any sense either. It's like that's one of the most heavily guarded and secure buildings in the world. And for just normal people like that to get in that easily, I'm not buying it. Not buying it at all. And the police were just letting them walk through. So I don't know. You can say conspiracy. Well, I don't know who set this up. I really don't know, and I'm not even gonna say it was Pelosi, if it was Trump that set this all up. Somebody, to me, this was all set up. It was, like I said, it was too easy for this to happen, to get into that building. I've been there. You've got to go. Like, I was just there before the pandemic started, last New Year's Eve, I was in Washington, D.C. for New Year's Eve. And we visited all the museums and everything. And we went to the Capitol, took the tour. We had to go through so many screenings just to get in that building. And there were armed guards standing outside, like, all the time. Every day we walked around to all the museums. They were perched up on the top. They were everywhere, with machine guns and I'm not a gun person, so I don't know what they're called, but big guns. And the fact that there's no way these people would have got in. If they didn't want them to get in, they would have taken care of that. Like I said, Will, if you can believe what you want, I have no ill will towards anybody for their beliefs. I don't think it was him. Because it doesn't make sense. But it is what it is. Everybody is entitled to their opinions and their own beliefs, and that's one of the problems nowadays, is that everybody thinks that their way is the only way and everybody else is wrong. So I don't think like that. I just think everybody should be able to say what they want, and if you believe one thing and this person believes another thing, then that's what it is. There's no reason. Like, I'm seeing lifelong friends like breaking apart. Exactly. Well, Bobby, that's what I'm saying. The vice president was in the House, and they just got in way too easily. That it does not make any sense for them to get through the barricades. First of all, they didn't like use violence to get through the barricades. There's videos of the police officers actually moving the barricades out of the way and letting them walk through to get up to the steps and to get to the building. And then there's other videos where, I think they had batons and they were trying to break the glass. Now, Will, he didn't actually say that. He said we're going to have a peaceful rally. He said that people are really upset by what's been going on in the country and what he's trying to expose. Yeah, like I said, Will, everything's good. But people seem to put a lot of words in his mouth. And again, I don't support the guy. I don't support the other guy either. But he didn't say anything like that. He didn't say go to war. He just said we're having a peaceful protest. And for the most part, it was peaceful until these two busloads of other antagonists showed up. And there's video of the bus pulling in too, and people getting off dressed in black with the masks and weapons and stuff. And again, I'm not defending the guy, but any Trump rally, there's never been violence at any Trump rally. They're just there to have a good time. So, and I said earlier, I have friends that were there Wednesday, were in the crowd, and they were like, everybody was just basically standing around and just showing support. And then it just got out of hand. So, I don't know why I'm still going on with this, but I figured, like I said, it's on everybody's minds. Yeah, it's on my mind too, but I'm not gonna let it ruin my life, like some people tend to do. It's just, it's a shame. It really is. It's just a shame. Should have never came to this, and they rule for now, Bobby. I don't think this is over yet. I really don't. Whatever the outcome is, it is. But I don't think this is over. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff being exposed coming up here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm just worried about the control factor because it seems like everything's being we're being controlled in a way. And yeah, well, go. Well, you can find the videos. I don't know if Facebook is. That's another thing. Facebook is deleting things and shutting things down, and YouTube is starting doing that because it's like anything big tech or big money doesn't want stuff to get out, and once that stuff is people are posting that stuff, they're starting to delete stuff, and they're putting people in Facebook jail and banning people and this and that. And that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about control because that seems to be what they want. The new people coming in, they want to control us. I mean, it's plain and simple to see. I've been wearing a mask all this time. When they said you need to wear a mask, I've been wearing a mask not for me but for other people. Before I even get out of my truck to go in a store, I don't wait till I get to the door to put a mask on. I've been putting a mask on before I get out of my truck, and I, for the most part, probably 90 to 95% of the people out there I see doing the same thing. I never see anybody without a mask. I'm in Rhode Island. I never ever see anybody without a mask going in a store. Never. So I don't understand how this is spreading the way they're saying it's spreading, because the only thing I can think of is these masks aren't doing what they think they're doing, because it's still spreading, and we've been wearing a mask for what, since March. I know there's some outliers that aren't doing that, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, there was a lot of people Wednesday not wearing masks, so we'll see. We'll see what happens, but like I said on past streams, I have friends that were notified that they tested positive when they never took the test. I had a friend that went for a test and they lost his test results and he had to retake the test, and unfortunately he was positive. But now I'm wondering, well, did they go back and find his test, the other one that they lost, and then that was positive too, and they put that number in? I had another friend that took a rapid test in the morning. I can't remember how it went. He took 2 tests in one day. One was negative, one was positive. And then the other, I know I have a lot of friends, but there's been people that, tested positive, whatever, you're positive, quarantined themselves, and they had to go back the next week to get tested again. They were still positive, and then they counted that as 2 positives, even though it was the same person. So yeah, Bob, a lot of people didn't have. There were people with masks on though, and I got to give them credit. I just don't know if the masks are really doing. Unless you're wearing the N95 mask that like doctors and nurses have to wear. Wearing a cloth mask, I don't think that's really doing anything. So that could be part of the problem. Well, I've talked to because my daughter, I got to take her to the hospital for her infusions every couple of months, and every time I go to the hospital here, I don't really see anybody, the COVID thing, and one of the nurses there, the last time we went, not this past time, but the last time, said that they really don't have a lot of people coming in with COVID, although our numbers are going crazy. And then I had another one saying it's not as bad as they're making it seem. So, but then you have other nurses and doctors saying that it's crazy. So I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just telling you what I've heard, what I've seen, what I've researched. You call me an idiot, whatever. I got no money on this. I got no stake in the game. I just live my life, and that's that. I just worry about my family and my close friends, and of course you guys. But I don't know. I don't get crazy like a lot of these people do about it. It's good to talk about it like this, and so maybe I don't know if I said anything that you guys haven't heard yet. So maybe I'm just passing along information to you. When you guys are putting something in the chat here, you're telling me something that I haven't heard. It's good. What time? I gotta keep an eye on the time. I'm gonna have to shut this down in a few minutes because I got the bug pest control coming to do their routine maintenance or whatever they do. They got all the not the traps, the bait stations that we put in the house. They come in and just make sure nobody's been nibbling on them. But I do appreciate you guys coming on. The support as always, and I do appreciate having a civil conversation. This is one of the biggest problems, is that nobody can have a civil conversation about this stuff, and that's why everybody's pissed off at each other. Because no, you suck, you're wrong, I'm right. No, you suck, you're wrong, I'm right. When everybody's wrong and everybody's right, there's yes and no to everything. It's just we've gotten in, and I've said this before. Social media is the biggest problem in this country. The biggest problem. I come on YouTube. That is social media. But you know what? If they shut down Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Twitch and Twitter tomorrow, and I wasn't able to come on and do videos anymore, I'd be so happy. It'd be the best thing that this country could do, is to get rid of all this crap, because we have, number one, we have too much information, and anybody can put any kind of information out there, whether it's right or wrong, and people will look at it and say, okay, without even doing any back research on it. Just you gotta get away from the mainstream stuff and kind of go deeper to find out what's really going on. And I don't know everything. I don't know 1.0001% of anything. It's just told the people who are on ventilators get better. See, now I'm glad you said that, because that's the opposite of what I heard. Back in the summertime, ventilators were killing people. They needed ventilators, and Trump got them all these ventilators, and then they weren't being used because they started seeing that doing that was actually making it worse. What I heard was, if you end up getting COVID, do not sleep on your back. Either sleep on your side. If you can't sleep on your stomach because you have some kind of issues with shoulders, or sleep on your sides. Don't sleep on your back, because that lets fluid build up. If you sleep on your stomach, it kind of releases everything. That's what I've been told by more than a few people. And I was told the ventilators are a death wish. The other thing that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, now like California for instance. Now, Will, you're in California, where it's pretty much, that's the center of the worst part of the virus right now, is California. Now, if you remember back in the summertime, they gave Trump all this crap about you're not doing enough. So he sent these ships to all these ports along the East Coast, the West Coast, and they put like 1,000 beds on each ship, and they stocked them and everything, and they did it in record time. And the ships never got used, so they sent them back out. Now, they had been saying all this time, well, come the winter time, it's going to get worse. So why aren't those ships back? Why didn't they bring those back and get them all set up again? So when it did hit again like it is, or it's spiking, those ships are there, and the hospitals have no beds left. Why aren't they sending people to these ships? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me, but that's a story for another day. You got hit up by a scammer. Yeah. So the medical boats, ships, whatever you want to call them, where are they? They spent all that money getting them prepared. They didn't get used back then, and then they sent them out to do whatever, and they knew it was going to get worse in the wintertime, but yet they didn't call the ships back. Bobby, you're right. Computer, yeah. This whole thing was man-made. I'm positive it was man-made. Whether it was man-made by, and we somebody here knew about it, or if it was just done by China and to get the results that they're getting now to break this country up. I saw a thing that said if hold on, I just gotta keep checking this. Um, if things continue the way it's going right now, by 2028, the Chinese economy will overtake the U.S. economy. Just think about that for a second. I don't know if that's true. Again, don't believe everything you read, but I'm just putting it out there. The way things are going, and that could be part of the whole thing, because we know these politicians are in bed with these other countries, and all of them are. Right? Not just the ones that people don't like or people hate. They're all like this new stimulus thing with all that money, $700 billion going overseas to other countries for what? We need help here, and they want to send all that money over there because that money's going to get kicked back right back to them. That's how it works, and that I think that's kind of what Trump is trying to expose, is that there's a lot of stuff going on that needs to stop. Bobby's in Brooklyn. Hey, Bobby, Brooklyn, all right. But and Will's in Los Angeles, yeah. But anyway, I got my bug guy coming in a couple of minutes, so I'm gonna let everybody go, and let me see if I can do this from here. And this stream from here. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Again, don't think about this stuff too much. There's too much we don't know and that we'll never know. I just hope a lot of it comes out, and whatever has to happen. Will, that's funny. Whatever has to happen, I hope happens. You know, stuff does get exposed. I hope the people behind whatever's exposed end up in jail. I don't care who it is, whether it's Trump, whether it's Biden, whether it's Pelosi, whether it's Schumer. Whoever's behind a lot of this stuff, it needs to come out. Because if it doesn't, this is just going to keep happening and it's going to get worse. So, you guys have a good weekend. I'm going to sign off now. I'll see you soon. Let's see if I can do this from here. Yes. See ya.